So only troglodyte tracks and no creatures of any other sorts?
No other creatures. Okay. Everyone rolled above 12. Everyone rolled 12 above. That's pretty good. All right. For those of you who are just looking around, you do see that there are a couple of other cave entrances, or what would have been maybe cave entrances at some point, but they all seem to be caved in some way. Some of them, some of the rocks, it looks like it's been kind of done over the years and just kind of rusted away. One or two of them, Harmony, you notice, look like they could have been maybe done on purpose, but then a long time ago, like they were caved in on purpose a long time ago, and then the elements have sort of rusted it away. Because of that, you see a lot of there's a lot of like rocky debris and stuff mixed in with the sand. You also find in some places, and this is the places that kind of intersect with the tracks, you find trash and like troglodyte trash. You see like lemon skins and pieces of ruddy cloth of some kind, either leathers or you're not quite sure, but it's dirty and nasty, and if you smell it, it's awful. You figure it's probably troglodyte trash and that kind of stuff. Other than that, though, these places really not touched. Kind of like the assistant mayor said, this place is really long abandoned and no one's really been here in a long time. It's sort of odd that the trogs even just sort of showed up here and now taking up residence in one of the few places that isn't plugged up. As for the rest of you, are you guys going to camp here for the night? Or camping elsewhere, or what are we doing?
I would advise for camping here.
Yeah, I think we're awfully close. I don't think this is a safe place to camp.
Agreed. I don't think this doesn't sound like a good place to camp.
We could always go back to the tavern and stay there.
How far away did you say the town was?
It's only a mile away.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
It's a mile away and it's in flat land, so you can almost see Zagahta from here.
Lindo, why don't you fly and sneak in there and spy around for a minute and see if you can get the lay of the land inside the caves?
Vinda there.
Sorry, I'm coughing.
Okay.
The problem with that is it's probably dark in there.
It's not the only problem. If you recall, when Ari approached it, the guard used smell. Therefore, Vinda's size will be of no use to her hiding.
I don't know. Mechanically, would my shapeshifting change that? Would I even know?
Make an intelligence check. Natural lore.
Did we break the script thing? Or is it just lagging? Or is it just me?
Connection to the server has been interrupted, so it may be Roll20.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I just got that too.
I have yet
Yeah.
to get it.
I would give it a minute. There it goes.
Okay. Well, you're pretty familiar with Quintus and the creatures that survive here. You could probably turn into a bird that probably wouldn't erase awareness as far as drugs are concerned. They're not they're not terribly bright creatures, and as long as you stay out of their grasp, which they're very short individuals, they probably wouldn't. If they did catch you, they'd probably just think you were food. They wouldn't be suspicious of it, though.
That's not exactly an improvement, though.
Probably
excuse
fine.
to
You
get
only
some
look a
pelts to
little bit
sell.
like a lemon.
People talking at the same time. What?
I said you only look a little bit like a lemon. It'll probably be fine.
Yeah, those wings are kind of yellowish.
Okay, I don't know what kind of bird would be appropriate, but
Make something up. You've lived here. What do you think's an appropriate bird for Quittis?
I don't know. My brain's not functioning quite well enough to think about all whatever sort of deserty birds there might be.
Open a tab and type in desert birds in Google.
I'm letting you decide what you want to be. Be any small bird you want.
I wonder if roadrunners can fly.
They can, but not very well.
Short distance, but that's about it. If I remember right. It's been a while since I last studied about them.
Ooh, burrowing owls.
Alright, well, she's looking up birds. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do?
I'm not sure everyone's against just shooting them all in the face.
If we can solve this diplomatically, we should.
Yeah, I'm really not okay with just killing them without a word.
And if the lady is someone who is basically convinced them to steal these because they happen to like them as as an attack against the town, getting rid of them without learning her identity might not be helpful in the long run.
I mean, my character's view on it is they're thieves, and quite often the penalty for theft can be death.
Lulu, you got an idea? Eagle?
There are surprising amount of birds in the desert, apparently, at least depending on this list I've got here, but there's something called a cactus wren.
You want to be a cactus wren?
Something like that. It's pretty normal-ish looking bird.
Okay. Alright, so Venda, you come up out of your... Have you been in the amulet this whole time? Or are you out?
When he got back, I got out.
Okay. You come up and you sort of rest on Aries' shoulder. And as you do, your form changes and shrinks in some places and grows in others. And you turn into this various colored brown bird with a tiny little tail that pokes out and white dots all around your wings. And you check out your new body, kind of get the feel of it. You're a little lighter than your normal form, but as you start kind of flying around Aries' head, you find that flying is pretty much no different than in your normal form, and so you pretty much master it very quickly.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Says they're pretty noisy here.
Oh yeah, they've got little radio things.
Alright, so if you want to start making your way into the cave, I'll have you roll a stealth check. Let me look up, see if there's any bonuses I can give you for that.
Stay safe in there, Vinda.
I bob my head.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth. So, you all watch as the tinier form of Vinda flies into the caves and whisks past the head of the troglodyte, who doesn't even seem to really notice her flying in. Alright, you can go ahead and move your token as you like. As you enter the caves, first thing you notice is the smell. It's kind of rank down here. It was probably a wet, damp cave to begin with, or at least, arid. But with the troglodytes moving in, it has not improved the atmosphere. As you fly in, you start noticing strange items. You see, fairly quickly, just lemon skins upon lemon skins on the ground, all over the place, littering the place. You also pass by some wheelbarrows that seem to be just full of lemons. These ones are uneaten, though. They seem to be in relatively good condition, so you guess they're probably new. But next to the barrels, you see shovels. What look to be mining picks. You see ground that has been dug up in various places. Not for very long, but enough that you can kind of notice the dents. Go ahead and make a perception check.
It's too dark in here.
Yeah, and it's So as you continue, you notice that these good things. It's really dark. Like there's a brazier in front of the cave, but you're not really certain why, as there's no light inside this cave, none whatsoever. You see several troglodytes. Some are sleeping, standing in place and half asleep. Others are munching on lemons. As you get closer, as you get kind of further and further in, you see a number of troglodytes standing a little bit more at attention. They stand a little bit more upright, and you see them looking at each other and talking, but they're talking in a language you don't understand. And do you want to continue moving on, or what do you want to do?
Cautiously.
Okay. Give me another perception check. Okay. As you coast through, you go through a narrow band in the caves, and you pass by a couple more wheelbarrows. But these ones aren't filled with lemons. They're filled with dirt and rocks and other things like that you would dig up. And as you kind of ponder this for a second, you cross over a bit of dirt that's just black. And it takes you a second, and you look down, and you just see a massive hole. Just a hole. You have no idea how far or how deep it goes, but it's just standing in the corner of this cave. And it's right below you. And then as you're looking at this, you hear some voices in the distance. And you turn your head, and you see two braziers lit up. Very, very end of this cave. And you see a small figure with kind of perched and huddled over, and he seems to be talking. But you do understand. You can sort of catch some of what they hear if you want to listen.
Where am I compared to them, and what?
So you can hear noises coming from here. Can you not see those lights?
What? Apparently not.
You can at least see your character, right?
Yeah. There are weird patches of the map that are visible, or sort of visible. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Might that be that weird fog of war thing acting up again?
I should probably just hit the switch to turn off fog of war, right?
You can see the lights now, right? Or at least one of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's you get just a glimpse of this perched figure, and you can hear a conversation going on. Do you want to listen in?
Yes.
Here,
I don't think I want to hang around over the giant pit directly, though.
you can freely move your token as you will.
I can't tell what's where, though.
You start moving in closer, and you just hovering above one of the troglodytes. As you kind of try and find a place to kind of hide up in the ceiling, and you listen in, you hear the perched figure. He's standing, and you can hear his voice echoing through the cavern. The lady is very, very upset. I told you to leave the farmers and their lemons alone, but no. And you see one of he's talking to a troglodyte who's in the front of the group, and you hear, we were hungry, and all that we hear is moldy bread and stinky meats. The yellow squishies, they make the grossness so gross. And the perched figure is like, I don't care if it tastes like minotaur dung. You can't disturb the farmers because they send mercs. Mercs like the ones on their way to the cave right now. So, either you go clean up this mess, or I'll have the lady see to it you're not paid for your work. And then what do you think your king will say? Trog again. No talking. We clean up. We leave little squishies alone. Just don't tell lady. And you see the imp kind of, or the perched figure sort of sits up a little bit straighter. Yes, I let it slip. You can tell now anyway. You would be able to tell. It looks like an impish creature. It kind of it sits up a little straighter, and it kind of gives them an eyebrow. Good. If I have to come back here again, it'll be on all your heads. And then it turns, and as it turns, it just disappears, like just gone. There was a creature there, and now it's not. And the Troggs kind of look around at each other, and they kind of, there's like this shamed, abashed look as they look at the ground. And then the one that wasn't their leader, he kind of he turns to the other two, and he's like, get back to work! You heard him! Get to digging again! And they all kind of pick up their spears, and they go back to what they were doing.
Okay,
So, what would you like to do?
oh, John. Okay, so they seem to be digging in this pit, or?
Now that you've heard the conversation, that's kind of what you're getting at. Like, and you do see some Trogs. They come over by the pit. Are taking their shovels. But you see that now, instead of like digging in it, you see they're now shoveling dirt into that pit. They're putting sand into it, and they're taking their shovels, and they're trying to cover it up. But this is a deep pit. This is going to take them a while. You're not really even sure why they're even trying.
Okay, this is confusing. I'm gonna look around a bit more, see if I can figure out where they're digging, since they're apparently not digging here. Doing the reverse.
Okay, you just want to go through the cavern again a little bit?
Yeah.
Roll me another stealth check. Okay. Yeah, you go through the cavern again. You're careful to avoid other troglodytes and getting in their way. You stay pretty high above. You don't see any other pits or any other place where they might be digging. You do see them like digging up sand and dirt and putting them in the wheelbarrows and dragging them back to the hole, but you don't see any other holes or anything significant of where they would be getting or what they would be digging to fill that large hole up. You get the feeling that maybe they dug the hole and now they're filling it back up. Like that's the only hole you see.
Okay, this is increasingly strange. I'm getting released. I kind of want to get out of here. Report back.
All right. What were the rest of you doing while she was in there? She's in there probably like 10 minutes.
Watching, being ready to shoot anything that comes out, just in case.
Okay. You see the troglodytes once again. A new one comes out, and the old one goes back in. But this time, when they exchange, they have a little bit of a conversation, and you're kind of out of earshot. So you didn't really hear what they had to say, but it was kind of, you could hear that the tone was fast and it was sort of like hurried, and then they swapped places. About a minute or so later, you see the bird form of Venda fly out of the cavern and come back and perch on Erie's shoulder.
I kind of hop around nervously for a moment and then transform back. There's something strange going on, guys.
Alright, go ahead and explain.
I think it might have been the boss man they were talking. There was some sort of imp. They were digging, only they were not digging, and they were filling in the hole, and it's weird. But the imp told them to stop stealing the lemons, but there's something more going on, and it's
Alright. Don't worry. Calm down.
Sorry, wrong thing. Continue.
Okay. Well, since this is a cave, did you see any holes or whatnot, or anything that they were digging out? Any particular material?
There was this giant hole, but they were filling it up with the sand from elsewhere in the tunnels.
Alright, in that case, then they found what they were looking for, and they're trying to get out of here now. Without anyone knowing that they were here. Is that what you guys guess as well, or?
Sounds logical. But, Vinda, did they mention anything about the lady?
Yes. The imp was talking about that she was upset about them drawing attention by stealing the lemons. And threatening them with consequences. And the lady I don't know who, but yeah.
All I care about is getting the job done.
You know, I'm wondering. That mayor was pretty. She really wants these guys dead. What if she's the lady?
Pointless speculation.
If we allow them to finish covering up whatever they're covering up, we may never find out.
Either way, the only one who knows the answers to that would be the impish man inside.
No, he disappeared.
So you want to kill them now?
Not yet. We'll get there. Just not yet.
Wait, what? We're gonna kill them?
No. Not the Trogs.
We may not have another option if they're working for an imp.
And I'm not walking in there. I don't trust them.
So are we gonna do anything tonight, or should we all go to bed back at the tavern?
Then why did we waste this time coming out here? Did you guys not realize that we would be killing these trogs?
It sounds more like the Trogs are being used in this case.
But if they're working willingly with an imp, they might not listen to diplomacy either. They may be more scared of whoever this lady is than us.
That is true.
And if we wait until morning, they may finish covering it up and vanish, and we'll never know what was going on.
I don't think you realize how big this hole was that we're talking about. I couldn't see the bottom of it. I don't know how. It was huge and wide even.
Why would they be building a hole so big?
I don't know. It was freaky.
For that, it would either be they found a mineral or ore that they wish to transport that is very valuable to the lady, or they were looking for a particular artifact that was deep down in the ground and now they're trying to make it to where nobody can tell what they dug up.
What does any of that have to do with us? We took a job.
Yes, we took a job to try to at least prevent them or stop them from taking any more lemons. Remember, I'm also from this land. I want to make sure my people are taken care of.
Yeah, whatever's going on here doesn't seem like it could be good.
They are thieves and they work with demons. That should be reason enough to kill them.
Vinda, you said the imp disappeared?
Yeah, just vanished.
Well, there is clearly something nefarious going on here, and we need to figure out what it is.
Oh, that I agree with.
You all start to notice that the hour is getting later and later. And you're getting closer to, well, 12:40. Not much more activity happens. Here and there, Trog will change guard, but for the most part, everything is pretty still here. But each time you're starting to notice that as the Trogs are changing places now, there's more hurried discussion, and eventually, at some point, both of them, there is no Trog guarding outside for a couple of minutes, and both of them go back inside the cavern.
What do you think's going on over there?
Well, if we're going in, here's our chance.
In order for us to figure out what nefarious deeds are going on inside, we are going to have to go. I say now we go, because this is our chance.
We could have already thinned out their numbers, at least by one.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that astute observation.
Well, are we gonna do this, guys?
I give you at least 5 more seconds and then I'm gone.
We need to hurry if we
I'm
want
ready.
to go
Let's
before
go.
the other guard comes back.
Then we go.
Alright, are you guys approaching this stealthily?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
And everyone roll me stealth checks. And for the sake of it, let's roll initiative.
How do we roll initiative?
That's a good question. I just thought about that.
Well, what is the initiative roll? It's dexterity, right?
I think it's a dexterity check.
How do we roll, other...
If you have your sheet up, click on the name of the stat you want to roll.
Yeah, maybe we should set up an initiative roll as in the focus tab with a 0 bonus, even if we don't have it as an actual focus. Because you can do that, I believe.
It currently doesn't seem to send it like in Star Wars. That's annoying.
Yeah, that does.
I think it's because the rolls are actually like those 3 separate rolls, and only that plug-in thing that summarizes it. That's what would have to be sent to the tracker.
Cool. Alright.
Yay for modifying it again later and trying to fix that. But for now, we can't do that.
Yay! So it's just another dexterity check.
I'm gonna put your names up here. When you see your name, tell me what you rolled for initiative.
For initiative, Eretheus rolled 13. The 10 was the stealth.
I do not know how to roll on here.
Okay. Do you know how to pull up to your character sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay, you've got it open to character sheet with the fantasy age looking title with accuracy, communication, constitution.
Yes.
Okay. For this stealth and initiative, click dexterity, the button, or the actual name, where just literally where it says dexterity. There you go.
Okay, so we don't count the third die, right?
No, for initiative, you count the third.
Okay. So I got
Okay,
a 16.
so everybody rolls dexterity twice, once for stealth and once for turn order.
Just roll for initiative right now.
Okay.
I got 14. And yeah, you can set it up as a separate clickable item, as if it was a focus, but without actually having the bonus for it.
I rolled a 6. Sad me.
And brothers are going last.
$14.
Nobody panic. I'm just adding them here for eventuality.
Nope, the whole cave just like explodes and we all die.
Ah! No, take yellow squishy!
Do not take kingdom.
That seems like something that a shrug would do.
Cool. Okay. With that oddity out of the way, Gorm, why don't you now roll me a stealth check? For the purposes of this, we will say that you are entering the cave in the initiative order. So Gorm, what'd you roll for stealth?
Not very good. I rolled a 7 up there. Hey, you only count the first 2 dice, or
Nope. You always count all 3. It's always all 3, and then there's stunts. The only time you get 2 or 1 is for damage.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
Also, I don't want to go in first. I want to stay behind people's.
Okay then. Vinda.
Same. Want to stay behind.
Who wants to go first? Okay, Winter's that for stealth?
Yes.
Okay, Olive, you are in first.
Do I have to roll dexterity again for stealth also?
If you want to be stealthy. Okay, Olaf, you notice the same stench and trash riddled nature of the cavern that Binda does. You have a hard time seeing in here as it is pitch black. There's no light source whatsoever. Make a perception hearing roll for me.
How?
So if you have hearing, you would go to your focuses and click that, but if you do not, you just roll perception, and you just click on the perception name.
Okay.
Okay. You can hear the clattering and of digging. You also hear the occasional, what would be like basically body movements. So you can definitely hear that they are somewhere in front of you,
Okay.
fairly close.
Can I do a stunt? Can I do that makes me wonder?
Yes. Let me find my stunt cards and remind myself what that does.
Also, I do want to say I would be in shortly after him, especially if he's going first.
Okay. Okay. What perception check would you like to make?
I don't know what that means.
So, perception, you have lots of different senses you can use. You can't use hearing. You cannot use perception hearing again, but you may use any of the other perception focuses. There's empathy, searching, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, and tracking.
What does searching do?
Searching. Finding things that are hidden or obscured, such as secret doors.
I don't see the point of trying to see because it's too dark, and I already smelled that the cave is smelly. I guess touching. Can I like touch the walls and floor of the cave or something?
Sure, go ahead. You're looking for just kind of a vague sense of like where the walls are, or?
I don't really know what I'm looking for in particular. I guess just if they feel, I don't know, smooth or rough, or I don't really know.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
Roll perception again? Do
Yes.
I roll perception?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Feeling and touching the walls, you can feel that they are a rough surface, definitely something carved out of time, not man-made. And they're pretty close together. You're in sort of a narrower part of the cave. You don't feel any breeze coming from the cave. It's only coming from outside. So you get the feeling that this cave really doesn't have any other exits, at least not any close to you. And as you're kind of feeling it, you can sort of feel vibrations in the wall. And it sort of clicks with you as you also hear kind of like ching, ching. And you guess that this is probably some sort of mining pick or something being used against at least the wall you're touching. Somewhere on that wall. but that it's probably happening pretty close to where you are, within a few feet.
Okay, I want to look over my shoulder and whisper behind me, the walls are moving.
You turn around, the closest person next to you is Gorm.
I whisper to him, feel the walls. I feel like they're moving.
I will feel the walls.
You can feel that vibration going through the walls. It's just a very, very light vibration, but because Olaf pointed out, you definitely feel it when you take your time and put your hand against it.
I want to try looking really hard up ahead through the dark.
Okay. You look out, and you get the sense you can kind of almost, you get the sense of like there may be 3 or 4 trogs dead ahead of you, spread out. You don't think that they've noticed you yet. You don't get a sense of fear from them or anything. But there is a sense of hurriedness, needing to move about. You can't quite pinpoint them in the darkness, but you know that if you take a few more steps, you'll probably run into one. You probably have 30 or 40 more feet before you start getting up close to them. But as you're standing out and looking in, you feel your companions sort of pressing in behind you, kind of like, "Hey, we going, guys?"
We should move forward. There are 3 or 4 up ahead. We won't bump into them immediately.
So how dim can I get since I'm kind of glowing?
Do you have a cape?
Pretty much my clothes and everything, like only my face is exposed.
Do you have a hood?
No.
I'd say you pretty much glow then.
Well, I don't know. It said you can change how brightly it glows, so I thought I could make myself pretty dim.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. They don't see light or dark.
I mean, this is true. But if you'd like to, I could say you could dim it to a little bit closer around you yourself. Maybe like more of like a 15-foot cone around, or circle around yourself.
Meh. We're coming in to fight it anyway. It's better to see what's happening.
Is there anything you want to do as you come in?
Nope.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Winter, you have dark sight, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you come into the cave and don't get very far before you see Harmony's back. Very brightly lit back, standing in front of you. You can kind of see past people, and you see most of the same. And listening to conversation, you kind of get a general sense, but once again, the cave is sort of backed up and you're kind of trapped between the entranceway and your companions. By the way, guys, you guys can still move. We're not in combat yet. I just wanted to set up initiative beforehand.
I can move my token.
Yes. Just be aware that the trogs are in place, so if you move them too far, you might bump into one.
Can I use arcane light so that they have a light source?
Sure.
Or I can be a light source. Small one, but